CNN. The man charged with killing 10 people in a Boulder grocery store passed a background check and purchased the weapon used in the slaughter, a Colorado gun shop owner said Friday. The suspected gunman, Ahmed al-Aliwi Alyssa, purchased a Ruger R556 on March 16, days before the shootings. A senior law enforcement source told CNN on condition of anonymity. "We are absolutely shocked by what happened and our hearts are broken for the victims and families that are left behind," John Mark Eagleton, the owner of Eagle's Nest Armory in Arvada, said in a statement. The store will continue to fully cooperate with investigators, Eagleton said. "Ensuring every sale that occurs at our shop is lawful has always been and will always remain the highest priority for our business," the statement said. Regarding the firearm in question, a background check of the purchaser was conducted as required by Colorado law and approval for the sale was provided by the Colorado Bureau of Investigation. Nothing in the federal system would have prevented Alyssa from passing a background check and buying a firearm, a law enforcement source had previously told CNN. The suspect pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor count of third-degree assault in 2018 after attacking a high school classmate 1 year earlier. According to court documents and a police report, he was sentenced to 1 year probation, 48 hours of community service and anger response treatment. Court documents said, "Why that King Soopers? Why Boulder? Why Monday?" Single quote. Boulder County District Attorney Michael Doherty said Friday the possible motive for the rampage continues to elude investigators. "I think the victims' families and the community are desperate to know the motive," he told reporters. "We want to know the motive. And that's going to be the focus of our efforts going forward. Whether or not we're able to determine it remains to be seen." Boulder Police Chief Maris Herold said, "Why that King Soopers? Why Boulder? Why Monday? Unfortunately, at this time, we still don't have those answers." Additional charges of attempted murder in the first degree against Alyssa will be filed in the next couple of weeks, said Doherty, adding that those counts stem from the suspect's exchange of gunfire with police. The actions of law enforcement and the quick thinking of a lot of people in the supermarket undoubtedly saved lives, the prosecutor said. He said investigators were still examining store shelves and walls to determine the number of shots fired. "It was a grocery store in the middle of the day," he said. "So from your own experience, we've all been to the supermarket. That's how many people were there." Suspect moved from county jail after threats. Alyssa has been moved out of county jail after officers became aware of threats toward him from other inmates, a jail official told CNN. He was relocated early Wednesday morning. According to Jeff Gertz, division chief of the Boulder County Jail, Alyssa was never in direct contact with the inmates and was not harmed. But other inmates were asking about him and making threats. According to Gertz, these questions were directed toward other officers. The move preceded Alyssa's initial court appearance Thursday, where he was charged with 10 counts of murder in the first degree. He remained seated in a wheelchair wearing a face mask and only spoke when the judge asked if he understood his rights. Prosecutors said in court that more charges may be filed regarding Monday's massacre, when Alyssa allegedly shot and killed customers and employees at the King Soopers grocery store. Authorities have yet to share information on a possible motive. His brother, Ali Aliwi Alyssa, told CNN earlier this week that he may have mental illnesses. and that he was bullied in high school over his name and for being Muslim. Alyssa had become increasingly paranoid around 2014, believing he was being followed and chased. According to his brother, during Thursday's proceeding, Alyssa's lawyer, Catherine Herold, noted that a full assessment of his mental illness was needed. We cannot begin to assess the nature and depth of Mr. Alyssa's mental illness until we have the discovery from the government, she added. The presiding judge, Thomas F. Mulvihill, agreed to set the next hearing in about 60 to 90 days. I want to make sure that the defense has ample opportunity to prepare to move forward, Mulvihill added. Doherty said the date of his next hearing will be announced next week. Vigils are held as friends honor those who were lost. As the court proceedings move forward, residents in the community continue to show support for the friends and families of those killed in the shooting. The victims were Boulder police officer Eric Talley, 51, store manager Ricky Olds, 25, store employee Denny Stong, 20, store employee Terry Leica, 51, Nevin Stanisic, 23, Trelona, Lona, Bartkowiak, 49, Suzanne Fountain, 59, Kevin Mahoney, 61, Lynn Murray, 62, and Jody Waters, 65. On Thursday, a vigil was held at Boulder's Fairview High School. Jana Bledsoe, a local elementary school teacher, attended the gathering and spoke with CNN about how she knew Officer Talley. He was just such a remarkable human being. Most of the incidents were very minor, having to do with mental health. Homeless people that happened to end on our campus, she said. He managed them so beautifully, emotionally, compassionately. Bledsoe shared an incident that Talley had handled when a homeless man was on school grounds. Quote, Talley went over, and he sat down with him and just said, "Hey, buddy, what are you doing?" she said, as Talley put his arm around him and said, "I understand," as the man washed his clothes. He was just at our school on Saturday. He was just the kind of person that I wish we could populate the entire planet with. Betsy Prowell attended the vigil with her family, who spoke about growing up down the street from the supermarket. We're here today to support our community. And Boulder. We're trying to stay strong. We live right down the street. About 5 blocks down. We know everyone. A lot or most everyone that works there. This is our neighborhood, Prowell said. Everyone in Boulder is suffering right now. Everyone in the nation is suffering. Boulder will never be the same. Our nation will never be the same, she said. He's a real person. Kevin Mahoney, one of the 10 killed in the shooting, was remembered as a loving father and husband who volunteered, loved hiking and helped clean up trails. His family told CNN's Anderson Cooper on Thursday. Ellen Mahoney, Kevin's wife of 35 years, and their daughter Erica expressed their deep appreciation for the outpouring of support received by friends and others across the country. He was just so kind to everyone. And I think one thing we want people to know is, he's a real person. And his loss has a ripple effect to so many people in the Boulder community and beyond, Erica said. Noting that she is expecting and that Kevin was elated for her. Ellen said that she is thankful for the past year spent with Kevin as they endured the COVID-19 pandemic. It gave us time to be together. It reminded me almost like the beginning of our marriage. We took a lot of walks. We cooked together. We watched TV together, she said. I'm very grateful for this past year because we were both working together as a team under very difficult circumstances. As the family grieved following the shooting, Ellen received a condolence letter that she wished to share on air. She read, "If you are in pain and suffering, remember who you truly are and breathe. You are as vast as the sky, as bright as the stars, as wide as the ocean, as strong as a mountain, and as beautiful as the first flower blooming in spring.